In this video today, I'm going to go over the 1,000 day streak of tracking my food on a daily basis on Myfitnesspal, why I broke that, why I tracked for so long, and the 5 things I've found so far after about a week or so of not tracking my food. Firstly, it has actually become a habit on a daily basis just to weigh and measure food. I can do it by eye now. I've been doing it so long that I can kind of eyeball portion sizes and know how much I'm eating, and I know what I need to fuel my training at any given time. It does take a bit of a learning process, and it's not something you can just literally slot into everyday life. It does take time to learn. However, if you can do it, even for short periods of time, it's great to get back on track and actually get a real-time readout of what you're taking on a daily basis. If your goal is, say, weight loss, this can be really powerful in actually kickstarting results that you've probably that may have stalled or you've been struggled for a while to get going. Why I've done it for so long, like I said, it's been a habit. It's been something that I literally do after, not necessarily every meal. As I'm eating things, I won't necessarily put it into the app, but it's something I can recall and actually have a think about what I've eaten that day, or I'll plan ahead. I'll put what I want to eat for the day in. It'll tell me the calorie totals and whether I need, I can afford in terms of calories, whether I can afford to eat certain things to stay on track. It also gives me a readout for the week on average, or this past 7 days. I can plan ahead. So if I've got a social event coming up, I can then maybe reduce down a few calories on some days and then offset that buffer so I can have and enjoy the event. There's loads of ways you can use a tracking app such as MyFitnessPal in your favor, but it is quite tough to start with, because if you're not used to it and you're not used to weighing and measuring food, it's learning things from scratch. However, it is, if you're well equipped with a phone, obviously most people are, the app, which is free, don't have to buy the premium version, a kitchen scale, and of course the time and the will to do it, then it is very good for getting results or getting things moving when you feel things are stalling. Now, I stopped tracking purely maybe because it was I got to a round number, right, 1,000 days straight, but also just to see how it would be if I didn't track my food, and if I noticed anything particularly that stood out that was different from the week before, or the weeks and months and days before that I've actually tracked on a daily basis to when I didn't. So far, there's been about 5 standout things that I've noticed. Now, one, I'm likely under eating for the amount of exercise and activity I'm doing at the moment. I think now I'm not tracking, I'm actually taking in less calories. Now, it's quite a luxury, I suppose, to have. Most people are looking at for weight loss. I'm trying to eat more calories to fuel the performance in the gym as such, and actually feel good on a daily basis, rather than, I've done dieting spells and you don't feel great when you're reducing your calories or getting used to reducing them. So eating a bit more, it does feel good. However, I think I've actually started to undereat because I'm not tracked my food as accurately. And now with that, I think perhaps my macro breakdown, so the proteins, fats and carbs, is off. I've tried to keep protein high. I regularly put in protein snacks. I use whey protein after training. It's not a must, but it's something convenient for me. Might have the odd sort of grenade carb killer bar. There's also things that I always put protein in each meal. If I have oats in the morning, I might mix whey protein in, or I might eat meat, fish, eggs for the day. Okay, so protein's been high, but I think the balance of carbs and fats have been off. It's not been as accurate. I've probably eaten more of a higher carb diet to fuel the training, and now that's maybe not as high. So that's something I've noticed. Next, I think most people can relate to this, but falling into that snack trap, just filling the gaps of your day or the dead time with snacks that are not necessarily ideal, just because they're there. Now, going back to saying I don't think I've eaten enough calories, perhaps I have, but maybe just the wrong things. Now, if I've put snacks in before into that day, the plan of the day on MyFitnessPal, or I put them in after, I can kind of see where I've made mistakes, or if I've felt rough after, I've looked back and I've maybe it's those 5 biscuits that had a knock-on effect a few hours, and actually my energy felt a little low because of those. Now I'm not tracking. Maybe that's something that's more apparent, is the regular snacking at different times that I wouldn't normally have it, or the unplanned snacking of things that I may not have eaten before. And now with that, I've probably eaten more ad hoc, so I've not planned my meals in. Like for instance, example, I've taken breakfast with me to work, trained some clients, trained myself, had a whey protein shake after. That's maybe the first thing I've eaten now. I've taken the breakfast with me, not eating it, and actually got that out for lunch at sort of 12 o'clock in midday versus having that 8 o'clock in the morning. Is that a bad thing? Again, it's something, potentially that's like an intermittent fasting structure where you delay food till about lunchtime and then eat in an 8-hour window. But that's not something I'm following regularly, so it doesn't really work as well if you're not keeping it to a structure. So there's no sort of planning to when I'm eating meals at the moment. Obviously, I'll eat dinner maybe with the family, or I might even skip lunch. So I've eaten, again, going back to that first point of eating less calories than I planned to because I didn't have a plan in place. So definitely more ad hoc eating, which again doesn't necessarily play with the energy levels and the balance that my body's used to at the moment by having that structure in place. And I think many can relate if you've got those favorite apps that you autonomously open and you've got the actions on your phone, right? The unlock, the swipe up, whatever it may be, just to tap that app. That was kind of autonomous for me as well for Myfitnesspal. I would eat something, perhaps just put that straight into the diary setting. That's kind of still a habit that I'm getting used to, and I feel a bit lost for not doing it. But after, say, 7 days, I'm kind of getting used to it now, I think. Those 5 points have been a bit of a standout sort of difference that I've noticed over from tracking to not tracking. Will I actually go back to tracking my food? I think I will, more so just to get some structure. It's not stress to do so. So if it was making it stressful on a daily basis to actually track my food, I probably wouldn't. And I definitely wouldn't advise people to get more stressed about tracking their food if they're not used to doing it. If you can do it, it adds less stress and it gets you in the right frame of mind to eat well, eat regularly, eat the right things in the right quantities, then perfect. Okay, for me, it is actually pretty easy to do. Sometimes I actually enjoy doing it and actually enjoy the challenge of maybe eating a nice sort of indulgent meal and then looking at how I can fit that into the week by juggling around some meals, or maybe the challenge of getting to the end of the week when there's not a lot of shopping in the house and trying to make food fit meals fit your particular the calories and the macros that you've got left. So I know Josh has got a Myfitnesspal game that he's created that we're probably going to get members to do at some point when it's not as hectic at this time of year, such as back to school and September. Yeah, people going back to more steady work routines. But for now, I think for me, it's not stressful. I'm going to go back to tracking. I might leave it a little bit more, maybe a week or two, just to see how things go again, see if those 5 points are still relevant or if new ones come up. But I hope that sort of helps you out and giving you a bit of a brief insight on if you were to track for, I think it's about 2.5-ish years, non-stop, including Christmas Day. Now, read the post on that, but it's pretty simple to do. I just kind of estimated what I had and tracking for that time, 1,000 days, and then stop. Hopefully this video has given you a bit of an insight into that. Any questions on Myfitnesspal, any questions on calories tracking and things we can help you out with, then do give us a shout. Hope this video has helped you out, and catch you on the next one.